2, 1.
Okay.
And we are live.
Wow. Here we are.
Hello. Welcome to The Bridge ComCon. And we're doing it through Zoom and Facebook Live. And we are very excited to be able to present this because it makes sure that we are following along with all of the guidelines that are in our state. We are trying to protect and care for the people that we live with and that we love. So we are doing it remotely. Tonight's topic is prayer and meditation and empowering yourself through that. It is a very ancient practice, but we're going to put some modern twists on it. We will be going through a 4-part. The first part will be an actual explanation of the basics of prayer and meditation. And then we will move into a guided visualization that will actually help you assist Mother Earth in her ascension and healing, as well as yours and the others around you. Then we will move on to the global impact of prayer and meditation and how it is an exponentially powerful practice, both of them, very powerful practices to affect the reality around you. And then we will actually go into a more ancient rendition of meditation for those of you who are interested. So we're going to give a few minutes for people to join in with us. And once we are pretty sure we have enough people, we will begin the Facebook Live ComCon Empowerment Through Prayer and Meditation. I just want to introduce Oso Blanco. He is going to be our advanced and graduate level teacher today. And of course, I'm Io Kirkwood. I will be doing the basic and intermediate. And you can tune in at any point in the video. Generally, they run in 15-minute segments for the first, second, third, and fourth. And we will attempt to answer the questions as they come. And let's turn this off. And we are live. Oh my, there we go. So that I can see all the comments and everything and hopefully address questions as you are going. And I don't know if anybody's on yet. Be the first to comment on this video. All right.
Maybe they're on and we just don't see them.
Well, we'll give it about 5 minutes and then hopefully, please don't do that. Okay, I just liked it.
At least you like it. I like it.
All right, what's this? Queen Marie. Okay, confirm. And then let's see.
Will this also be on replay? Will we get to see this again?
Yes, and in fact, I'm even recording it for YouTube Live. I mean,
oh, wonderful. Okay.
So let's see.
So if people can't get to it, then they can get to whatever they want to get when they want to get it.
Oh wow, there we go. Well, it is on, and now I am able to really see what's going on.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to start inviting friends. Oh, Kelly's here.
Yeah, Kelly.
Very excited that you came.
She's our girl.
Yes, she is. And so we're waiting for people. We're going to be going through a 4-segment program. The first is the beginner, where we talk about what prayer and meditation actually are about. And then we will do a guided visualization to show how you can do a very short but very focused meditation and add prayer into it. And then we will move on to the advanced, where Oso talks about the global impact and the spiritual impact. And then we will do a traditional meditation that he is well versed in.
Also community impact of how it impacts our community, our tribe. Our tribe is a very important concept right now because of having a group voice is exponentially more powerful than me or you walking around the street talking this. We need support, and so that's what we're trying to generate here with the community aspect. But maybe that's is what it is.
So I'm going to start inviting friends because let's see. Let's invite Steve and Tasha and Susie. Let's invite Beverly and Susan and Monica. And I see Anne Marie Rose.
Right,
and I see Jeannie and Devin and Candy. Oh, look, there's this guy named Chuck on here. Should I invite him?
Yeah, let him come in.
Okay. And then Gato and Dulcinea. Let's see, who else? Catherine. So let's see, what time is it?
7:06.
It's up too long. Yeah, we're hitting 7:06. So if people aren't here at this point, how do I get out of this? Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway.
Let's bring the flow, and then who will join, and all is well.
Yeah, I want to get to the comments, so eventually we'll get really good at this, and it will, because I can't see anything. Howdy. Nope, and I don't want that either. Facebook. Hey, how are you? Oh, wasn't expecting that. All right, let me get to this thing. Because, all right. And she took me right to it. Oh, cool. Tasha's here and Steve is here. All right, now we can really get started.
Let's go.
All right. So again, I'm Io Kirkwood, and I will be teaching the first two segments, the beginner and intermediate portions of the program. And then Oso Blanco is here, and he will be teaching the second two segments, which are the advanced and graduate. We're going to start with what prayer and meditation mean in a modern world. And we'll move on to a guided visualization. And then Oso will take us into the spiritual and global implications of prayer and meditation. And then we'll take us on a traditional guided meditation. So buckle your seatbelts. We are about to rock and roll. So what is prayer? Well, many religions tell us that prayer is where we sit and we pray to an all-powerful God. And this is a notion that has been going on for many centuries, if not millennia. And one of the things that I've found about this type of prayer is that it disempowers the individual, because what it does is it says, I have no power. I'm going to hand this all over to you, and you're going to take care of it like I'm the child and you're the parent. And in our modern times, that type of prayer isn't going to work, because we are being asked to step up to the plate of our divinity. When you realize that you are a divine being, the whole concept of prayer completely changes. Instead of becoming, Daddy, please help me, or Mommy, please help me, it becomes, I am stating this intention because I am a co-creator. Right? So prayer is a statement of intention in your role as a co-creator. And that's very, very important in this modern age, because that basically places a responsibility in our lap that when we do our prayer, we do it with an intention for the greatest good.
Important.
Yeah. So Another way of putting it is prayer is where you put your energy. Okay, that's where you take all that love in your heart and you say, I am giving myself to this intention. I am committing to this intention. So prayer is really very incredibly powerful because it is an intention that you make as a divine being, and then you take that divine love and you put it all into that intention. So that is prayer in the modern age. It is not praying to Big Daddy in the sky. It is not handing over your power, and it is not waiting for miracles to happen. Instead, what it is you creating the miracles. So,
Co-creator.
co-creator. What do you think about that, Oso?
Yeah, it's an old concept, and I think this 20,000 year cycle that's ending, and especially the age of Pisces, where religious warfare was going on, and then people would kill each other because you didn't believe each other. You didn't believe what your religion was. The whole concept has to change. So we're into working with each other, not separating ourselves. So yeah, it's part of the old structure crumbling down. And we see it. We really see organized religion, spirituality rather than religion, but whatever. It's to each his own, really. But yeah.
It's the Piscean concept now moving into the Aquarian concept.
Amen on that. Right on. Right on. Yeah. So that's a 2,000 year cycle.
Yeah. So if you think about astrology, Pisces tends to be very emotional and tends to do the sort of faith thing, whereas the Aquarian is very mental and looks at actualizing the humanitarian.
Big picture. Yeah.
Okay. So prayer. That is prayer in our modern age. It's that Aquarian concept. You are in charge. You are the co-creator, and your intention is the prayer. Now, meditation, on the other hand, is where you actually receive guidance. It has been portrayed, such as in the Eastern societies, as something very, very passive. And I think that this is a mistake, not on their part, but on our way of perceiving what they're attempting to do. The idea that behind meditation really is to still the mind long enough to get rid of all of the cacophony so that you can hear the small, still voice from within, and that is divinity, the guidance that you are seeking. However, people mistake the actual end result of meditation as the process of meditation, and that simply is not true. The process of meditation actually is very active in that the preparation part of it is the most active portion of it. So when you're in that preparation phase, you are using physical techniques such as breathing. You can use movement such as in yoga. You can use sound such as music or some type of toning. You actually will vibrate tones through your body, and that has an amazing effect. And of course, there's also guided visualization that is going on throughout that whole process as is it a yogi that takes you through that?
Well, sure. There's yoga nidra, which is guided meditation. Yeah.
Okay. So I remember when we did the meditation class at the bridge, you actually vocally guided us through things, gave us things to focus on. We did breaths, we did intonations. And to me, that was a preparation for the actual end result that everyone thinks is meditation, when it really is just a part of the process. That end result is the part of the process, and there are steps leading up to it.
That last phase is no technique. No, it's hanging out totally in non-think space, but it does take a little preparation to get there. But once you practice, you can drop into that space pretty regularly. And again, it's practice is very important.
Yes. So as we go through the whole meditation process, it is very forgiving, in the sense of just because you have chaos in your mind does not mean that by the time you are done with it, that you will be chaotic. It means you accept the fact that you are in that space of my mind is running, and then you will be guided through techniques of, the thoughts, let them flow. And I believe we'll be going through a very brief version of this at the end, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
15-minute traditional ancient meditation. We'll do a little pranayama, but we'll get to that point that we will have no technique. And the only thing is when you get there, there's no there.
Gotcha. There is no there. I remember how that felt. All right. So we are here at ComCon Live at the Bridge, and we are discussing prayer and meditation today. And we have just gone through the first segment, which basically says that prayer is you as a divine being, a co creator, setting an intent and putting your energy into it. And then meditation is where you're receiving the guidance, and it's a process by which you calm the mind. And then the end result is that stillness where you can hear the guidance. We're going to be moving into a guided visualization. This one is a beginner visualization, but it's incredibly powerful. I also want to welcome Monica and Candy. We had already said hi to Steve, Tasha, and Kelly. And we just wanted to bring you up to speed so that you got the recap. And now what we're going to do is move into a process I call subtle body repair. And basically, it's broken down into 4 segments in which you repair your etheric body and that of Mother Earth. So it's a guided visualization that I'll take you through. And then you're also going to be doing a sort of an aura macabre circle expansion where you get that heart energy running. Then you're going to identify with the universe as a whole, and then we're going to bring that energy back down. And there will be a place in there where you can say a prayer and also listen for guidance. So this very quick practice you can incorporate into your daily routine. It will heal your etheric body, it will strengthen your aura, and it will also get you in touch and Mother Earth in touch with the divine source. So if you would like, get comfortable. It's great to do this outside. It is also great to do it in sunlight and with the breeze going. And so close your eyes, and I want you to take a couple of deep breaths. There is a field around Mother Earth called the etheric body or etheric body. It usually rides about 3 to 6 feet above the ground surface and below the surface. And you are currently sitting in that etheric body, that vitality that Mother Earth gives off. And it's really strong now because of the spring. So I want you to feel all of that misty, cool energy surrounding your body, filling up all the holes in your etheric body, pooling in the cradle of your pelvis, pooling in the cradle of your chest, and pooling in your head, just filling you. And you're just bathed in this lovely mist, and you're breathing it in, and it's coursing through your veins in oxygen, in the prana. It's moving through your blood to every cell in your body. You are completely full. You are filled with the etheric energy that you share with Mother Earth. Sit in that for a few moments with a few breaths, breathing her in. And as you bathe in this mist, imagine a cord or roots descending from your body, whether from your feet or your spinal column, deep into the core of Mother Earth, into that warm magma heat, and start pulling that heat up inside you through your feet, through the base of your spine, and it fills you up, rising and rising and rising until it spills out of the top of your head. It surrounds you in a column of warm rose magma, and you feel your crown chakra open up as it pours out. And now you reach up a cord into the central sun, the divine source, and you pull down that cool, cool blue brilliance down into your crown, and it descends and fills you out through your feet, and it blends with Mama's magma, and it becomes a column of shimmering brilliance around you, divine masculine, divine feminine, joined within you. And in the center of that all, where your heart is the Merkaba star, and it is activated, and it spins and spins and spins inside your chest. And then it descends down to the bottom of your feet, and then it rises back up to the heart, and then it rises up to your crown, and then it rises back down to your heart. And with all that beautiful masculine and feminine energy in you, all that loving union in you, it blows out into a 55-foot square, all that sphere, all that energy filling that 55-foot sphere, your Merkaba sphere that you carry around with you all the time, that protects you as you move through this reality. Fill it with the energy of the divine masculine and divine feminine, and bask in that glow. And now that you are the center of your sphere, you are filling that sphere. You are one with that sphere. You begin to grow. And as you grow, the earth becomes your heart. And you grow some more. And the sun becomes your heart. And you grow some more. And the center of the galaxy becomes your heart. And you grow, and you grow, and you grow. And the universe becomes your heart. And you are everything. You are all. You are sovereign. You are free. And at this time, I would like to offer up a prayer to the Divine Mother, to the Divine Father. I release you. I heal you. I love you. And to all, may you be healthy and well. May you be happy and filled with joy. May you be safe. May you know that you are always loved. You may offer up your prayers at this time. When I am in this space, I am in a space of silence. I am in a space of receptivity, and I get much of my guidance when I am here. It has come to the point where I can drop into this space because I have practiced this so many times. I can drop into this space in a moment's notice, in this space of love. So, if you hear any small, still voice, if you feel any guidance come to you, we're going to sit for a moment and allow that. And now it is time to return. I'm using a technique that is based on the Kabbalistic cross, but I've altered it some to make it easy. It's a union of opposites within you so that you can become more balanced, and it grounds you and brings you back to center. So above you is a brilliant white sphere. And you say, as above, and pull it down into your heart. And beneath you is a black sphere. So below, and the black sphere moves up into your heart. And on your left shoulder is a blue sphere. As within, you bring it into the center of your heart. And on your right shoulder is a red sphere. So without, and pull it into the center of your heart. Forever and ever, so be it. And that is the guided meditation that I use to prepare myself and place myself in that meditative state. It does a lot of other things. It heals your etheric body. It fills your aura so that you are better able to hold energies that are more intense. It's very quick. I think that's really important in this day and age. We have to empower people to use the time that they have so that they can stop and their minds recalibrate to the idea of I don't have to be busy because I can set aside 15 minutes at this time to put myself in this space every day. So, any questions about that, Oso? Do you have any things to add?
Well, it felt very much like a liquid ocean of light, a liquid ocean of light all around us, and that's God or the chi field or spirit, and that's it feeds us. It feeds us, and I noticed when this whole quarantine thing started, it was like all of a sudden I was forgetting about my spiritual practices, but then I got refocused, and you have to do the work. You have to do the work to create the space to deal with all this stuff that's going on. So it just doesn't happen. You don't become resilient. So your meditation was very sweet, and it was very calming, and I definitely felt a liquid ocean of light all around us, supporting us, which is such a healing thing for us, and hopefully gets rid of all this craziness that's going on out there. So, and then on the 4th of April, I think there's a global meditation going on, which we
Yes.
can talk about later. But thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Now, the lovely thing about this meditation is that as long as you follow the 4 steps, uh, um, you can add stuff into it, especially in that prayer meditation area. If I needed to do additional healing, sometimes I would alter how Mother Earth's etheric body moved around me. I would vortex it because I needed some extra cleaning and healing. In the aura portion of it, sometimes I expand it out farther. But, it all depends on your level of understanding. You can't go farther than or further than your level of understanding. It won't allow you. Um, And so, you know, the prayers, some of the prayers that I do are prayers to the seven sacred flames. I will pull something out. Like one time I offered up my broken heart for a week straight. And let me tell you, when you pray in that space where you are all, it is so incredibly effective. I was done in a week. They said 1 week, that's all you need to do. And the healing has been ongoing and amazing. So I just wanted to offer up that tool so that people felt empowered. It's right here. You're going to be able to look at the video again. You can go through the meditation anytime. You can reach out to me on my Facebook page at IO Kirkwood and, you know, friend request me. My page is public. I don't hold anybody out. So,
Yeah.
we have just gone through prayer and meditation, prayer being a co-creation type of activity that we put our love and intention into. And then we talked about meditation being a place where we create the space so that we can hear the guidance. And then, of course, we went through a very short meditation or a guided visualization. And now we're going to move it over to you where you talk about the spiritual and global impact of prayer and meditation. And then you're going to show us your version.
Right. And community. We keep, you know, because it's the individual, the community, and the global. So it's a multi-level, three-dimensional experience. So so here we are. We're talking about prayer and meditation on the community and global level. Thank you. 301, right? We did
Right.
101, 201, 301. We're sort of keeping this container. Doing spiritual practices in groups amplifies our intention of connecting to the chi field or God or spirit. It magnifies, and I think you said the words, exponentially magnifies. And what we go into, like what you took us into, is limitless, and it's beyond our little story. So we got these stories going on, but when we meditate, we try to drop all those little stories of what you're going to have for dinner, or how to make compost, or you know how your boyfriend's doing, or something like that. So when we meditate, we have to drop all that kind of stuff. And what it does, it allows healing to take place on all dimensions of our bodies, the physical, the mental, emotional, and spiritual, which is kind of lines up with individual, community, global. So we're talking about all the same thing here. When they enter the space of like talking about meditation or things, this microcosm, macrocosm theory comes into play. And I think you touched on it. As you projected us out into the universe, for all you science folks out there, I'm going to use a little diagram here. Okay, like in science, we were told that there's an atom, and then these little electrons are flying around the atom. And we got all these atoms in our body, right? You know, we're all comprised of atoms. So, but then we said, then in our science class, they said, well, there's the sun, and there's the moon, and there's Uranus, and there's Saturn, and that somehow is the same configuration. Whoa, you know, so the idea here is on a scientific level, atom and electrons have the same configurations as the sun and the solar system. That's pretty mind-blowing, right? That's the micro and the macro thing. So what it does for me, it supports the idea of this oneness theory, that we're all one. When we meditate, we try to merge into oneness and connection with everything. So that micro macrocosm theory is like, are these little cells in our body, these little atoms, are they a universe within themselves? And this solar system that we're in, is that part of some magnificent, huge creature that lives in the universe, and our solar system is one tiny atom? So kind of just play with that a little bit, because there is no answer, but it does remind me of the oneness theory. So that's kind of like some, you know, airy-fairy spiritual stuff about meditation and prayer. So let's get into like some concrete stuff. As an individual or a community, we are connected globally And well, we talked about that. We talked about being in the global thing. But on a 3D level, back to the real world, being in a community is necessary to make our individual voices heard to help create action. So the community aspect of meditation and prayer is amplified within our communities. And eventually, you know, we can do these telecasts, these podcasts, but we have to enact social change. And I think community is a good place to do it. Working in groups helps us achieve our common goals conducive to our well-being. So when we get into community, we're really doing things to help each other and help each other out. And that's very important because we need each other. Or here's a concept, maybe we're just enacting divine will. So we can have goals and we can do this and we can do that. But sometimes we just open up to divine will. And that's what it is. It's like a surrender. And I think the last stage of meditation, as we talked about, is a surrender thing. And that's hard for us people. It's hard for us to just, I give up. I give up. It's like there is a plan here. There's a plan for some activation on this planet that's going on, you know, so we're kind of surrendering to that. Two quotes about community and amplification. One of my favorite groups, Appalachian Rising again, is we hold tight to the right to protect, and we know our might is tenfold in connection. Another one is put us all together and we make a mighty roar. So again, we really need each other and we need to bounce our ideas off each other. So in community, so it can affect a global change, which is so necessary right now. It's just so necessary. I'm going to do a little historical perspective. You had something?
Well, I just wanted to add the idea that, you know, we don't have to have prayer groups. I mean, basically, we can just have the sit there and, you know, do the prepare for the meditation, then put out the little prayers and then listen to the guidance kind of thing. And if we all have the same intention as we're praying, as we meditate, if we all have the same intention, and it could just be to, you know, support the overall ascension of humanity, to having each of us in there, it's one person. If you and I were doing it, it would be 2 powers. But if we had a third person in there, it would be 5 powers, like the Fibonacci. Right. And then if we add a 4th person, it's 9. And then, you know, it just keeps rising exponentially, where the energy, the force, the wave, the flow of it just grows and grows until we actually affect change internally and
yes. Externally. And that's what we're forced to now because we can't get together in groups. So it's the onus is on us to do the individual work, but it does help with community. And but you can do all these things on your own as well, because it's all one and the same. You know, this little atom or the solar system, who knows where it is? You know, what part of great plan are we all at? I want to go into a little historical perspective on community, though. Okay, it's like little education. And I always go back to the 60s, right? 60s, the Black community would be united in common purpose by power to the people. Power to the people. I think a lot of people remember that. And what it would do, it united the Black community in common practice, in a common purpose, to bring racism into view as an unacceptable practice in our society. The energy helped raise the vibration on a global level that we would become one community, one people. Then those hippies came in, right? Those hippies came in and they were power of the people because they were a tribe. And it helped us, and I think the hippies supported the Black movement back then. So just by gaining power in community and working with people started aligning together and growing. And that was back in the 60s. And so it was a time of unification and change for the collective good on the global level. So it was a beautiful time. And here we are, fast forward into 2020. Wow. When we do meditation in groups, it feels very supportive. It feels very lovely. We can do meditation by ourselves, which is probably where you're going to do it. But if you have an opportunity to do it in a group, it's very powerful. Have you ever sat in a room where everybody is chanting Om together? Wow, you know, it's like 5 people chanting almost sounds like 10 people chanting. And a whole new sound is created. It just seems like it's a unique sound by the combination of all the sounds together. So that's a beautiful thing. Ceremony, excuse me, ceremony is an expression of community. Our indigenous people use ceremony to identify themselves as individuals and a tribe. And it kind of made the culture as the ceremony in groups. Sometimes I use the analogy of the wolf medicine. The wolf medicine is fiercely protective of its pack and its family. It's very dedicated. So I think a lot of this tribalism and unity and community, we can kind of align that in the 4th dimension with the wolf medicine. Ceremony connects us to our being on the individual, community, and global level. So that parallels the physical, mental, and spiritual level. So we're kind of talking about the same thing on this. During ceremony, it's good to try to create a sacred space. If you're meditating at home, you want to kind of hopefully do it in the same space. Light a candle for spirit. I always light a candle to invite spirit in, burn incense or burn Palo Santo or sage, and do it in a safe environment where somebody's not going to come in and interrupt your process. It's very important. Also cultivate the love energy. And as you spoke, Io, it opens us up to a greater intelligence. And there is a greater intelligence that's knocking on our door as we speak. And when you create the space of meditation, it allows that energy to come into our beings and create a new story. So it's a process of stepping back from our busyness. Very important. Okay, so our feelings are amplified in community. We get to feel everybody's energy when we're meditating. I mean, when I meditate with people, it's almost like I can feel each other's energy in a common purpose. So, but this is not a new thing. We have just sort of forgotten these rituals and these things because on a political level, we've been fed a lot of lies for a long time. And now we're starting to remember these practices and rituals that were our forefathers and the indigenous people and all these people use these practices. We're just starting to wake up and remember these things. So, but we do have to practice it. Prayer and meditation allows us to create intentions for the greater good. I just say that because sometimes prayer, some people would like maybe pray for a Cadillac or something, and that's not cool. So it's kind of misuse of your power, right? So when you're praying or meditating, you're always surrounding yourself with the greater good. You have something to say?
Well, I mean, you know, if you're talking about, you know, I am constantly under financial duress because of poor decisions that I'm making. So my prayer is I would like to make better decisions so that I can bring more abundance into my life, to create a pathway so that I may manifest my greatest good as a contributing human being to this society.
That's a perfect example. You're not saying I need more money. You're saying I want to live in abundance, and the universe will respond to that. I always say if you take a step towards the universe or the good, then the good will take a step towards you. So you have to be active. And it just doesn't fly down into your brain.
And the interesting thing is that what happens is after you make the prayer and you make the space for listening, you get the information that you need to take that next concrete step. I mean, to the point where I received a phone call that I was not expecting. And Spirit said to me right in that moment, because I was listening at that time, do this. Do this now. I don't care how afraid you are. This is the step that we want you to take. And that step freed up a whole bunch of money in my life that can now go to the things that need to be done for the greatest good.
We're in a time, where creativity and manifestation is very highlighted. You
Mhm.
know, John Lennon with the instant karma thing. You know, it's a very magnetic time now. So be careful what you think, because it's probably going to attract the
Mhm.
corresponding thing in the universe, which is going to come to you. So mind the store, mind the brain, and make sure you plug the right symbols in there. Also, prayers right now is very important for protection of the earth. And the earth is healing now. The earth is healing. The earth is resetting. If you go outside and hang out, there's a different vibration outside right now. And the earth is healing. But waking up used to be enough, but it's not enough anymore. It's just waking up is not enough. We really need to unite in community for our evolution of our species. So waking up's not enough anymore. So let's put it into practice through our own practices, through community, and help things on a global level.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a number of people who have come in, and of course we have a lot of information that we want to put out there. But there is Susan and Carolina and Marina and Jewel and Monica and Andrea who have joined us, and people have been moving in and out. But we
Yeah.
wanted to let you know that we've been talking about the empowering practices of prayer and meditation, that prayer is something that you as a co-creator do to you know, state your intention and place your energy there. And then meditation is a process, an active process whereby you get to a still place so that you can hear the guidance from the universe. You can actually pray in that state where you say, this is my intention, and then listen for the answer. And we went through a subtle body repair guided visualization prior to Oso's discussion of the global implications of prayer and meditation. And that will be available when the live video is published. And you'll be able to go through that again. So we're talking about how gathering in community, having similar intentions, listening to our inner guidance, and doing that practice. It's not enough to just wake up. It is now time we wake up and we do the things that are necessary, that
Power
are
to the
for the
people.
greatest good.
Right.
So carry on, Oso.
Okay, we got a little more to go here, and a sound that I use in attaching to prayer and meditation is I use the sound How La, which is from my Qigong practice. How La, How La, How La, How La. When you say it, it vibrates
Mhm.
through your heart into your dantian. It comes from your mind, it goes to your heart, and goes to your dantian. How La, and How La means that we are aligning with our own goodness. Despite a lot of popular belief, we are good people. We are good people. We are good creatures.
Yep.
We have our things we do, we have our inconsistencies, but inside of us, we are divine, good creatures. And Hala also means how la. If you just say that, how la, how la.
Hola.
It feels really good. Say it like 100 times. It really puts you in a good spot. Um, but it means all is well. It's getting better. So be it. All is well. It's getting better. So when somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, "All is well, and it's getting better." They go, "What? What do you mean?" Yeah, it's getting better. It's really getting better. So be it. And then it's like, what are you going to say? You're going to say. So what you're doing is you're creating positive affirmations for your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how you doing? Oh, I feel like crap. Well, then you feel like crap, right? Okay, you're thinking that you feel like crap, so you feel like crap. But if you say all is well, I'm feeling good, then you're feeling good. And then you transmit that goodness to other people.
So what happens? What happens if you reach that point where every word that falls from your lips is a prayer? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? That if every word that fell from your lips was a prayer. Oh my God, my mind is just like going nuts.
Every word and every action is a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Because and every action is a prayer. Every time you go do something, you could be washing your hands. This is a prayer. You know, okay, we talk about gardening and planting seeds. That's a huge prayer.
Yeah.
I'm getting, you know, whatever it is, make it sacred, make it spiritual, make it sacred. Oh, I hate going to work and this is a drag and this is, okay, well, then you're attracting that type of phenomenon. So the saying goes, as the mind goes, the chi flows. So what symbols you put in your mind, that's what the energy is going to be like. So again, put your mind in the service of your well-being. All functions of our perfect brain are healthy and harmonized. We talked about that last time. Don't worry, be happy. I bet you don't know who originally said that.
No, I don't. I know it didn't come from the song.
Mayor Baba. He was an old like guru, and he'd be, don't worry, be happy. And then I know some guy made a song out of it, which was kind of cool. But that's not to be confused with Alfred E. Newman of the Mad Magazine saying, what did he say? He said, Alfred E. Newman, he would say, what, me worry?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Mad Magazine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
Alfred E.
remember that
Newman,
from when I
what,
was a
me
kid.
worry? You know, so if you hear somebody saying, it's really kind of challenges my compassion when people say, well, I'm really worried about this. Like, well, I guess I would be too if I'm going to worry about it, you know, but you got to have compassion with that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm really worried. Well, you know, don't worry, be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is connected to everything. We talked about that. Everything is connected to everything. The individual, the community, the global, the physical, the mental, emotional, the spiritual. Everything is connected to everything. And through your spiritual practices, you try to balance off the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of your life in that perfect triangle, equilateral triangle. So that's our job as humans, is to try to be balanced in all those things. Sometimes they get very spiritual, sometimes they get very physical, sometimes they get really kind of messed up emotionally or mentally. So I know that's what I need to do now, is work on my mental and emotional self, and just slow down on the physical and come out of the clouds sometimes and be intellectual like we're doing here tonight. So I appreciate this opportunity. So I have this little phrase right now, and I say, let's allow the ocean of initiation to begin. And that's about the kind of time we're in, is let this initiation that's happening begin. And I just want to say hala to that. So that's kind of the end of my little tirade on community and power of the people and the hippies and oneness and all that. But do you have anything to add before we just drop into a meditation?
Well, I mean, I think everyone is of the consensus. Cheryl says words have power. And it's just amazing, because the way that the universe began in many of the lore is that a word was uttered. One word, a sound came forth, a vibration. And here we are walking around with these amazing vocal cords, and we want to say things like, ah, this sucks. I mean, we have better
If you
things
say
to
it sucks, it sucks.
or that person's a piece of poo. You know, don't you have something better to say? Are you just going to reinforce that reality for that person, because you're helping create it too?
Right.
You know, so, you know, tend your own garden, right? You have to tend your own garden first, but tend the understanding of other people's gardens as if you were tending them yourself.
Right. And then that helps the globe. That helps all people in this planet and all people in all points in the universe, which are the unseen, which we don't have direct knowledge of. I mean, you might have direct knowledge of it, but we're working for the well-beings of all life in all dimensions.
Yes.
So, and I think maybe one of those sounds could be Om, which is the sum total of all sounds, according to Sanskrit. So are we ready? If we're ready to meditate, we're going to start off with 3 Oms, and then we're going to go into a little pranayama.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do this and you want to go wash the dishes, that's cool. But if you want to meditate for 10 or 15 minutes, then that's the program, right? That's where we're going to go.
Yeah,
Right.
and if you do have to sign off, because Monica had to go,
Yeah.
we'll be publishing the video. It will be available on the videos for on the Bridge Healing Center's page. And then if you want to take the time to do it then, it's at about does it say what mark we're at?
We're at 7:55, so.
It's 7:55, so it's probably right around the 55-minute mark, because we started right at 7. So
should we just do a couple Oms and then call it a day?
No, we have plenty of time. It's just that I want to make sure that if people do have to leave, they can find it quickly.
Right.
So everything's done in 15-minute segments.
Gotcha.
And so we waited about 5 or 6 minutes. So if you want to listen to the beginning, I would go to the 5-minute mark or the 10-minute mark, see where you are. And then 15 minutes thereafter, I sort of made sure that we spoke up. All right, so let's do this thing.
All right, let's close our eyes. Everybody close their eyes and just drop into more of a calm space, a non-intellectual space. Let's breathe in deeply. Exhale. We're going to do 3 Oms. Breathe in. Inhale. Inhale. We're going to do pranayama, the inhalation and the exhalation. It's Kapalabhati. It's pushing the diaphragm back towards the spine and exhaling and slight inhaling. I'll give a little demonstration. We'll do it all together. Okay, let's inhale. Exhale. Inhale, begin. Exhale. Inhale for 10. Hold for 10. Exhale for 10 Oms. And just notice your body. Notice how your body feels. It's calming down. And we'll move into the first phase of meditation, which is just noticing the breath. Notice the inhalation and the exhalation. That's all. The thoughts will want to come in, and that's fine. Treat them as guests, just don't serve them tea. Inhalation, exhalation. You'll feel that breath slowing down. All the energy of your body starts to slow down. Just stay with this for a few minutes. Breathe in love. Breathe out peace. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. Go to the second phase of meditation where we do an internal mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum 1. And we'll up to 12. And we'll say Om Mani Padme Hum back to 1. So if you get lost, just come back to where you remember and start with Om Mani Padme Hum 1. Om Mani Padme Hum 2, up to 12. Do it at your own pace. Now start to observe you sitting in your spot, doing your mantra, continue it. Just raise your vibration up to your witness, to the observer. Now become the observer, observing the observer, observing yourself meditating. It's another dimension higher. It's outside your body. It's in the chi field. Om Mani Padme Hum 1. Om Mani Padme Hum 2. This keeps your mind busy. It gives your monkey mind a little task to do. You really have no place to go. You have no place to be. And you have no one to see. We are just here now together as a community. Now let all that go to a non-technique, hanging out in space, uniting the internal reality with the greater energy of the universe. So when we got here, we found out there was no there. If the thoughts come in, just shoot them out, and it breaks the veil between you and the universe. Loka somasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka somasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka somasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light, and let the light of truth overcome all darkness. Victory to that light. Jai Shri Sagaru Maharaji Ki Jai.
And so it is.
And so be it. So namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. That was a short version.
Yeah, it was, but it was still effective.
It was a short version, but thank you for all hanging, and I hope it benefited our community and us as individuals and the globe. So thank you so much.
So that concludes our foray into the empowering of the empowering practices of prayer and meditation. We had discussed how prayer and you as a co-creator, yeah, this is the too long didn't read. You as a co-creator, when you pray, you're putting out an intention and you're putting your energy with it. And then when you meditate, you are listening for the answers that help you to reach that intention. We went over a practice called subtle body repair, which is a type of guided visualization that is a basically brief way of, getting to that space that we just were in, just for a few minutes a day, just those few minutes, just that one little piece of time. If you can spend it every day in that space, you are doing a world of good, not just for you, but for everyone. And then we talked about the global impact of prayer and meditation, and how when we come together in prayer and when we meditate together and when we join in a community environment, we are creating something much larger than us, where the sum is greater than the sum of its part, or the result is greater than the sum of its parts. And then, of course, we went through a traditional meditation. I have actually been through the hour-long version. I highly recommend it. I actually did see myself. Uh, I saw myself seeing myself.
Seeing yourself.
Yeah, I'd seeing myself. It was just amazing. And I had never done that before, because I consider myself someone who has difficulty shutting down my mind. And I'm learning that that is not true. It's simply a matter of process and practice. And so I highly encourage everyone to, reach out, and I highly recommend everyone do the global meditation on April 4th. It's going around the internet. I know it's on the Bridge Healing Center page. It's in the Bridge Healing Center group. You can request to join the group, and I will be able to approve your request. And we also have a divine collaboration group that is run. One of the members is, some of the members are from Etheric Connections, which is a shop up in Gettysburg that also offers a lot of metaphysical programs. And, it's out there. I highly encourage you to do it. Can you imagine if millions of people are meditating on bringing health and healing to Mother Earth and to everyone on the planet, nothing can stand against us if we're all united in purpose.
Right on.
And so, yeah.
Right on.
So I highly encourage you to take every chance you can to meditate, to put your intentions out there for the greatest good, and to listen to the guidance that Spirit brings, because it is so incredibly important. And you, my friends, are so incredibly important to our mission of love and light. So I love you all very much, and I hope you have a brilliant weekend. I hope that a lot of fun, love, and light comes into your life as you move through what we seem to think are dark days, but I don't really think they are. I think this is like the pause. So enjoy the pause, and many, many blessings. Ta-da.
Allah.
Okay. Then how do I turn this thing off? All right.
I don't know. We just keep going.
I know, right? I'm gonna
Just
see
keep
if
going.
I can.
It's all process, you know, if you're trying
Here
to
we
get there, there's no
go.
there.
Can I end it? Huh. All right. Now this part I didn't. Hold on. I'm gonna end the meeting and I'll talk to you later. Bye,
Okay.
everybody. If you haven't already left.
Bye.
End meeting. Woohoo! End meeting for all.